All right, all right. Oh, it's a track you made using the on the hook track. Oh, awesome, man. I can't wait to check it out. Maybe we can do that at the end of this call if you're open to that. All right. What's that? Oh, it's a track you made using the on the hook track. Oh, I'm awesome, listening man. To myself. I thought you were talking to me. I started streaming on YouTube and it immediately for some reason when you hit stream on YouTube, it has the volume on, and so you start hearing yourself in delay. It's like, why don't you mute that shit? That should be an automatic. All right, guys. Hey, Kenneth, how are you, man?
Good. How are you today?
Good. Hey, Greg. All right. Let's give people 1 second here. Anybody have some great things happening in their world this week?
Just closed this morning on some new rec land. So I'm going to go up tomorrow and kind of poke around a little more.
What is rec land?
Recreational land.
For what? What does that mean?
Just so it's just like it's some people would use it for hunting. I'm not a hunter. I just use it to go out and be in nature. So.
Oh man, that's amazing. How much land is it?
25 acres.
Oh, good.
It's significant. Really worked out amazingly. Last year, I bought a bigger piece north of where I live. It's on a dead end road, and it's got a creek running all through it. It's gorgeous. This year, another parcel on that same road, about a mile down the road, came up, and it's on the river that the creek runs into. So I'm now set up to I can kayak or tube. I mean, it's an awfully short kayak trip, but a nice little tube trip to go from the bigger piece down to the new piece, down the creek, down to the river. So,
wow. So where's this located, Greg?
North of Ladysmith, if you know Wisconsin at all, kind of like the southern part of the true Northwoods area of Wisconsin.
Okay. What large city is it near?
Boy, the largest city. It's it's not really near anything.
Okay.
It's like a long ways northwest of Green Bay.
Okay.
Look at it, or a long ways northeast of Eau Claire. Yeah.
Way up there. Yeah.
Yep. Not quite like not up by Superior or anything like that, but yeah, north of everything big.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'd like to own a piece of land that big, although I don't know what I'd do with it at my age, but it's always something that would be neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, I thought about that too. Like once I started buying stuff like this, I don't want to ever let go of it, but I know there's kind of that limited number of years will actually be able to be active on it. And I mean, that's a lot of years yet, but I've been kind of thinking that through, like make sure there are trails that are clear enough and all that, that even if I start losing the ability to hike as easily, I'll still be able to get around. So
good. Yeah, I've got some good news. My treatments, I've got 4 left. So next Tuesday would be my last treatment. And then probably on Friday of next week, we'll head back to Columbus. And
good.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I bet.
Congratulations on getting through that. That's a tough road.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, I love how connected you are to nature. I think that's awesome. Have you always been that way?
I mean, kind of, sort of, but I took what I now consider a bit of a wrong turn and went into computers when I was, started college, and it took me until I stopped doing that to really have time to spend as much time in nature as I discovered I actually want to, and kind of really get, more into it. So yeah, I've always enjoyed the outdoors, but now a lot of my time goes into, I volunteer at a nature reserve near here, and I spend a lot of time just outdoors on my own land. And yeah, so.
Well, that's so cool, man. I love that.
Thanks.
It's very healing, isn't it? There's something when you connect to the earth, it's just
amazing. It is immensely restorative. And it's one of those things that it's as simple sometimes as if I'm kind of like, if I'm feeling down, I'm in a little bit of bad mood or whatever, just to remind me. And I'm lucky enough to live on 40 acres here. I've got trails here. And so I just have to remind myself sometimes, stop what you're doing, go take a 15-minute walk. And it doesn't even matter if the weather is crappy. I always come back in feeling better.
Yeah.
Sometimes feeling better because I'm coming back inside because, you know, taking the breeze out there and blowing, but you know, still.
That's so cool. I'm just posting to Facebook here. Why this is not create a post. Screw it. I can't figure it out.
Hey, yeah, while you're doing that, I also remember at the last Triple Threat office hours, I brought up trying to delete, or rather to move some of my isotope files that are no longer current into my other drive, my D drive. Anyway, so in the meantime, I had emailed the isotope customer care and posed a question to them. And anyway, he wrote back saying that moving the installations will break them. You would have to uninstall them and then reinstall them to the desired location, which is probably the best thing to do. Alternatively, if you want to just move the plugin files so that they don't appear in your list of plugins in your DAW, you could just move the DLL files from the C drive to your D drive. By default, those plugin files are installed, and they gave me the path for that. But so it almost sounds to me like my best bet is to uninstall them and then reinstall them on the D drive.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time trying to organize files.
Yeah. Well, today you're in luck because you get to play with a squeaky duck. Oh, today we're going to take create a track using the downloaded samples. Your main focus should be the squeaky duck sound. So, okay. And use a sampler instrument. So Kenneth, you'd probably use a simpler. That's what I use on Ableton. And you can take part of the file and you want to use it as an instrument. You want to make a melody using that sound. And
Okay.
I mean, you can chop it up and do that. It's a lot harder, but if you can plop it in the sampler, then you can play it on your keyboard. Try to make it as simple and utilize your DAW effects to create a cool sound about it. So you might want to put some, saturation and reverb or whatever you want with it. The beat is there if you want to use it, but you don't have to. This one. And then bonus points if you can incorporate this typewriter sound as a percussion instrument. Okay. So again, I just want to right click and download, or if you have those three dots, you can hit those and hit download. We got about 50 minutes to get this done. And I will see you guys at the top of the hour. Jerome, good to see you here. And I will, I'll see you guys at the top of the hour, and I'm going to stay on the call and stream live. All right. You're on the hook. Good luck. Bye. All right, I'm going to pull up some Ableton Live. I'm going to go ahead and take you out, Jerome, so you can get going on your side. All right, so here we go. I'm going to share my Ableton Live DAW. And this is going to be interesting. Nope, that's not what I want. Shared my whole screen. I want to share Ableton Live only. Here we go. And I think I already started. I already have, the squeaky ducks already in here. So I can pull that up. I've got this duck sample here. And I got a drum set or typewriter. And then I've got this beat. I don't think I'll probably use that beat. So we're going to put that at the top. We're going to start off using a simpler tool I love Simpler. It's Ableton's sort of sample tool. And what you can do is you can just drop in a sample and then play it. Oh, I gotta stream this to Zoom. Here we go. So if I do this now and put this like this, oops. All right. So we got to find a note we like. That's a pretty good one there. That could be used as like a siren or a what do you call that? Yeah, like a siren sound. Maybe that's a drop. Yeah, let's get my kick. I don't know what happened to all my stuff. All right. Kickstart. No, this is made by, here it is, Sonic Academy. We're going to drop that in. We're going to do like a 4 on the floor click kick. I'm going to imagine this is to be a EDM type song. So turn these off. And we're going to turn this way down because it's super loud. And I'm going to do that. And do that. And we want like 120, 123 BPM. Maybe 122. All right. Then this is going to be. So turn this down. Bum, 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 bum. And maybe this. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of a, like this could be a breakdown. I think I want to change the kick though. It's a little bit too resonate-y. Hard house. Damage control. That's cool. All right, and now we're gonna I want to put the reverb after it, and this is something I've never, let's see, reverb after it. So it reflects. It's like a, so what we can do is say, I'm going to just open up my reverb and we're going to just pump a bunch of this. And we're going to add a, shoot. Let's add a delay. So actually, no, it's an isotope. What we're going to do is we're going to add neutron to my auxiliary track. And we're going to add a relay to my, actually, we'll just drop another neutron on my Squeaky toy. And we're going to send that, probably add some saturation or something, maybe some exciter. And what we're going to do is I'm going to say whenever this track is going, I'm going to, and it goes to this reverb. I want this whole track to just like duck hard. And so I'm going to take this, and we're going to do a high shelf and do this. And then we're going to make it side chained to that duck. Like that. I'm going to add some pre-delay. Make the delay shorter, decay shorter. And add a little bit more. And then now we're gonna double up this bump 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 bump. And let's thicken this out. So one of the ways we can do that is use neutrons width. So there's kind of our drop. This is going to be really weird. Now we got to build up to that. So I'm going to grab Omnisphere before I start losing momentum here. Omnisphere for project, and we're going to drop this whole Omnisphere right here. And I got to think of what kind of melody I want to go into that. Maybe something very analog. Let's do something that has a hardware library. Let's grab user directory, Atmosphere, Spotlight, EDM. Okay. And we're going to just add another kick right here. And this is going to be kind of a build up. And we're going to change this kick sound to be something a lot more suitable. All right, and we're going to grab all these and go. And we're going to just loop that. And this is leading. We're going to cut time here. We're going to get a splice. Super distracting. We're going to just say sounds. We're going to do live sounds. How do I just look up my sounds? This is never easy. I fucking hate Splice the way it's organized. It is so not easy. Instruments, browse. Where do I just see all the things I have done? Oh, God, I hate this program. I guess Groove, I don't know, Groove House, something like that. Your library, there it is. Why does that have to be hidden until now? All right, we're just gonna stick with that one. Okay, and we're going to use, there's this typewriter in here, isn't there? Where's the typewriter? And let's just create another simpler. I'm going fast. I don't like to be this chaotic, but I am, so whatever. Simpler, shit. Instruments, shit. Simpler. Instruments. Why isn't this an instrument there? Fuck. All right, I'm going to drop this in here and we're going to just zoom in and find something that works. All right, and we're going to go. This is going to be my percussion here. This is going to be percussion type. And we're going to add we're going to duck these down. cool. All right.
Rising.
Actually, let's just take out this. Let's do that. Maybe just grab. Oh, this is stressing me out. This shouldn't be stressing me out, and it is, because I just don't. I'm making too much of a thing. All righty then. I'm running out of time fast. Shit. This is something I'm going to continue on doing. LFO tool. That squeaky duck is just super annoying. find another instrument. A scream lead. Let's just do something crazy. Scream lead. Poly short, mono, aggressive, lead. Yeah, come on. Turn the radio on. It's Friday night and it won't be long. Oops. I totally fucked up the defaulting to that. So stupid. transpose this? Come on, Zion. How do I transpose it? Come on. Controls, transpose, spread, pin, frequency, attack, volume, release, glide, transpose. And now the kick needs some improvement because of that change. Need to get rid of this bass. going to send this. What is that weird? Oh, shit. Oh, it's terrible. Screw this. Screw it. Oh man, Greg, that sucked. That freaking sucked. I did not get very far. That was
What happened?
Oh, I tried to make something way bigger than I had time for, and it ended up with nothing good. So we'll see.
I have done that.
Oh man, I just did not figure this out well. Oh, where's everybody?
Probably all in the same boat, scrambling to get something useful done. I'm pretty satisfied with what I got, but I kind of ran out of time for some of the ideas I had. I suppose I'll wait until everybody else is back to really talk about it. But yeah, I came up with something pretty good, I think.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. We'll see what everybody else thinks. But one of the things, like every time Robert's here, and I was hoping he'd be here today because I was meaning to ask him about this. He always seems to have, regardless of the length of the clip, he always seems to have sort of a fully formed song structure.
I know, it's crazy.
And yeah, and I wanted to ask him whether because I was thinking about this. I'm kind of like, I'm doing all the little different parts. doing a lot of, everything is very redundant and repetitive, and then I'm moving stuff around, cutting stuff on all that. And I'm
Mhm.
wondering if he's doing it that way, or if he's actually sort of putting the framework in first and then filling in the sections. Because it seems like if you got used to doing it that way, it seems like it might be more efficient.
Right. Yeah, it'd be a good question to ask him. I'm sorry he's not here. He adds so much to this.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if Kenneth is coming back. So let's go ahead and get started here. It was a toughie. This was a toughie. All right. Let's see here. Jerome, we'll start with you, buddy. Here we go. Oh, that was awesome, man. I wish we could hear your voice. That was cool. I wasn't sure if that little sequence of that was the duck. I was like, how did he make that out of the duck? But then the duck came in. And so I think you definitely, you use the beat, you use the clickety clacks, and you timed them all right and locked it in and put the squeak in there, and it made sense. And you had 2 chords, it sounds like, and a little melody, and it worked. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Way better than I did. So good job, man. If you want to say anything, just type it in, I guess, on the chat. We need to all pitch in to get you a microphone, buddy. You said, as usual, not enough time to make changes. Search duck on Synth One library. Oh, interesting. What is Synth One library? Do you mean silent? A Synth One library. Download all the user patches, and it's super fast and easy to preview sounds. Oh, cool. Previewing sounds is like one of the best. To be able to preview sounds quickly is such an asset. Synth One library.
Of all of I'm always talking up the virtues of Bitwig, but the one thing that I don't like about it is it's within its own synthesizer. When you're just going through presets, it's kind of slow to switch. And so if you want to just burn through a bunch of them, you can and it's not, I mean, you're talking about you're waiting maybe 3 seconds, but
That's a long time.
Feels like an eternity, right? And like it just feels so long. It's like, no, I want to go on to the next one. I want to go to the next one. So
I agree. And Omnisphere, I think, is a little slow too. I use Omnisphere a lot. That's my go-to. Synth One library. I'll have to check it out.
It's a free one, if I'm looking at the right one.
Is it KVR Sounds? KVR Audio?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it says free.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely get that. The best thing about doing On the Hook is finding all the stuff that you guys use. Stealing your ideas. Oh, sorry, Mark. Mark is in the waiting room here. Mark. Sorry, buddy. I didn't see you on there. I didn't see you asking to get in. Okay. Awesome. Well done. And let's see. Who else we got? Greg, let's do yours. Here we go. Squeaky Duck Army. so cool. That sound of wow, wow is such a perfect that note interval is you often hear in music as woohoo.
And that's when you played the duck sample. I mean, that's what it is. It's a minor third. It's a C to an A, and it was this like that use of it was the first thing that came to mind. The whole little yeah, exactly.
I would save that off as something to use in other tracks because that's your own thing you just made, and that works so good because it's the woohoo, but it done in a different way. It's a fresh way of doing it, you know.
And so yeah. And it's 2 copies of the sample, one pitched an octave down to give it some of that, thickness. Decapitator and a little bit of different EQ on each one to separate them a little bit. But then the lead synth and the rhythm synth are also, so that was I was just cutting up the wave and moving it around. And then I remembered I was supposed to use a sampler. So the rhythm synth and lead synth are also, they're sampled from the duck.
Okay. Oh,
very,
wow.
very different sampler settings.
Really? Let me check that out again. That right there is
the bass is a totally separate thing, but yeah, the mana is the duck.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's
wow.
Yeah, Bitwig sampler, now that I've started to dig into it, is like super like easy with this stuff where you can do, it's got a few different methods for sampling, and I think one of those is set to granular and one of those is set to cycles. So different sections of the waveform processed differently. Yeah.
That is amazing. That doesn't sound it almost sounds like a harpsichord or something. I mean, it sounds totally different.
I think
and then that is that the duck too?
That's also the ducks. Yeah, that's the second. So the first, the rhythm synth is the first little squeak, the wing, and then the lead synth is sampled from the second part of the squeak.
Man, that is so unidentifiable, and I love that. I would love to learn how to do that. That's incredible. And that's Bitwig.
That's Bitwig, but I was going to say I would bet that Ableton Sampler could do the same thing. I mean, I think
probably. I just don't know how to use it that well. I need to.
And that's what I'm learning to love about Bitwig Sampler is they make it very. I mean, you can really dig in. I started playing with the multi-sample stuff, and it gets very complex. But if you just have a single sample like this and you want to use it, it's you've got the waveform there. You choose where you want it to start and stop. Whether you want it to loop, whether you want it to bounce, loop, that kind of thing. Little knobs for the formant, for the speed. So yeah, you'd start adjusting.
Does it identify the pitch for you and put it on the right note?
It doesn't. At least I don't know of a way to do that. So you have to like figure out where it's at, and then so by default it pins everything to C.
Yeah,
C3, and then you can just adjust. So this was I had to adjust it to a D.
I had a hard time figuring out because there's so many notes in. I mean, it's such a slide note, that I had to find a spot I liked and then figure out what note that was. And I had a hard time identifying and getting that to be in tune with the other instruments. It was really, that one was a doozy for me because it has so many harmonics to it too. But you
I was just keying off of the initial pitch. So before the slide up and then before the slide down, and that worked really well.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. I will definitely look. That's my homework for this week is to look into how to use the samplers better because there are thousands of videos on this stuff and every DAW on YouTube. If we would just take the time to go onto YouTube and just watch a video a week, fuck, man, we would be so much better.
No kidding. Yeah.
I need to turn off the politics and watch some YouTube videos on music sampling. Right. Can't do anything about the politics shit anyway.
Exactly.
All right.
I had one really funny, unexpected problem with this though. As soon as I started, one of my cats was sitting on my lap here and I played the squeaky duck sound and he went nuts. He was trying to figure out where it was coming from. So he's behind the speakers, trying to dig into the speakers. I had to work most of the time with headphones until I had enough other stuff in there.
Oh
So
my
he
gosh.
he would not leave it alone. It was really funny.
I'm always afraid my cat's gonna pop my speaker cone. Like,
But that's, yeah, like if he was, when he was just
Oh.
messing around behind him, I wasn't worried. But then he starts trying to get into the cone. Like, no, man, you can't do that.
yeah. Jerome says he has dozens of YouTube videos marked to be watched. Yeah, too, man. Mark says, as the decapitator ambassador, I approve this message.
Love me some decapitator for sure.
I'm glad you did this with us, Mark. Did you actually record something, or did you just
I
hang out with us?
did, and I uploaded it or
There it is.
whatever.
There it is. I just had to refresh.
Oh, and
It ain't much.
I did use the typewriter in mine too, so I actually got all of them in there this time.
I heard it. Yep, I heard it. That was awesome. You got the beat. You got everything in there. That's great. All right, we'll check out Mark's. That was awesome, Greg. Here we go. Dude, what the frick? How'd you do that? That was amazing. You weren't even here for the initial call.
No, I was actually. I know I'm in the right crowd to for people to identify with this. I was tied up with downloading some UVI library
Oh,
because I recently switched from east-west. I'm phasing that out and going right to UVI, right? So I'm sitting there watching my downloads, and all of a sudden I got the, you know, thank God for notifications, right? Because like it got, not only did it do it in email, but then I got, because I'm subscribed to the YouTube channel, it popped up in YouTube too. So I was like, okay, all right, I can make this work. You know, I missed.
what is UVI?
Yeah, I missed the initial call, but
No problem. But what's UVI? I forgot.
UVI is like another great big huge gigantic sound library, kind of similar to East West. Like if you're gonna dabble into some real orchestral stuff,
Oh,
like there's real orchestral instruments there, and you know, I'm ready to take my mediocrity to a different level, just more of it and spread it throughout all the instruments now. You know, I'm ready to go that far. So you know, whatever.
that's awesome. You'll have to let us
Yeah.
know what you end up, how you feel about it when you start getting into it.
So
So,
I already feel pretty good about it. Like the drum replacer, the UVI drum replacer. Like if I was just gonna get one thing that was UVI and not be a subscriber,
mhm.
I'd buy that damn thing. It's so nice.
Wow.
It's so cool, and you can layer drums in it too. Like it's very, a lot of AI involved, but like it takes and it'll listen to the thing and then compartmentalize where your bass is, where your hi-hat is,
God.
where,
Will you send me,
you know,
or will you post a link or send me a link for this? Because I'm really curious about this.
oh yeah, okay. I'm sure I got a page open in here somewhere, open to UVI.
By the way, we missed you in Triple Threat, man. We got to get you back.
I would love to do that. I'm kind of sort of got a part-time job, like mixing some things, so I'm not, I don't know, it's good and bad. Like
Oh,
one I'm learning how to mix stuff you know, and become better at it just due to repetition, right? But two, it's not exactly as fun to mix everybody else's stuff all the time.
yeah. I know
Right.
what you mean.
I like it's a lot more motivating to have more skin in the game to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I've always felt the same way. It's hard for me to work on other people's stuff, even if it's great stuff, but because it's not my initial thought, it's not as interesting to me. And so I have to go, wait a minute, sometimes you got to put down your own stuff and work on other people's stuff. That's what they're paying you for. There's no shame in that.
That's exactly 100% the deal,
Yeah. But definitely send us the links on that. I'm really curious about that drum thing with UVI. So walk us through real quick. It sounds like you've got eighth notes and like you've got triplets going on in this. Did I hear a triplet pattern here?
Yeah.
That was badass, man.
So thanks. Well, I mean, obviously my Achilles heel forever has been drums, right?
Yeah, right.
Forever. And like, I think it's,
but you've gotten better and better at it though. I've seen a huge,
well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I've definitely worked on it for a while. So I'd like to think that I improve a little each time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Definitely.
totally what it is. And like, it's all Logic sampler. It is super easy too. Like, and it's got like 2 different modes, like classic and optimized, right? So like, you can do a lot of stuff within that sampler unit. And then UVI has Falcon, which is like, it's a sampling keyboard synthesizer apparatus, so like, and I wanted to try that a little bit. So most of it is all Logic stuff, except for like the kind of more granular, like and the pops. There was this top end thing that I'd been just kind of playing with, and I'm like, oh, that'll fit this really good with some, just a nice, nice rounded fat kick. And I know I wasn't going to have a ton of time, so I like tried to concentrate on like making the elements that I did put out there into this little loop, like, sound good, like
Right.
sound good to me, right. So yeah. And the duck thing was fun. It kind of reminded me when I first heard it, like just the top end, if you just grab that one initial sound bite of the duck going off the out, before it sucks in, it totally reminded me of Cypress Hill. So like or like a House of Pain jump around, that kind of kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like a siren or something.
So I stretched it out a little bit. I didn't go crazy. I didn't make it totally like exactly like that. I stretched it out a little bit too, and monkeyed around with it.
Man, it's cool. I just like the patterns of it too. And that was the typewriter, right? Doing all that percussion stuff. Most of it.
Yeah, the typewriter was everything except for there was some like granular popping type sounds, and the typewriter wasn't involved at that. It was more of like a cup thing, just
Oh,
kind of vibe, right? But yeah, the typewriter, and then the typewriter has, like, if you listen, it's got that that trap note repeater thing.
yep.
I had to add some of that in there. It just seemed right.
Dude, I wish you would make a quick do you ever do Loom videos? You know what a Loom video it is?
You know what? You're not the first person who's asked me this now, and I think I probably should
it's a way of
do
capturing
some Loom
I have
videos.
I have it in my browser on Chrome, but I also have a desktop app. It's free, and it's just a quick way of making a video so they can share with people. So I'll just do a quick Loom video of what I'm doing if I'm trying to walk somebody through something or whatever. Of course, when you do it with your DAW, you have to set your output to Loom. So you may have to install a plugin, but once you get it set up, it's really easy to make quick videos. So you're not having to make some big video, because you just do it and then you just hit send and it's gone, and you're not having to open up a video software or anything like that. But I would love if you made a quick video of how you did that, because those sounds are just really interesting in that.
That's the sequencer with the thing changed, right? With the notes in chromatic, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And then the other sample was the more fluidish thing I left at the same pitch, but stretched it and threw some altar boy and of course a little bit of decapitator for some drive. I mean, how can I be the ambassador decapitator without decapitator in everything I ever do? And it usually finds its way there either, you know, for just a little bit of saturation or like a little bit of bite somewhere. It's really, I think the part that more often than not, it's the subtleties. It's how much you can give it. Sometimes it's do it, like overdo it and bring it back. That was Josh's technique all the time, which I get into, you know, like overdo it and then bring it back to like, and it, I don't know. I think it still works. I think it's a good method.
It is. It works for almost everything, like effects, mixing, volume, leveling, you know, saturation, reverb. You just overdo it, see what it does, and go, okay, let's pull it back. Yeah, even EQing, a lot of EQ, like notching out frequencies, notch the hell out of it, and then bring it back in, and then, yeah. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for sharing it with us. That was badass.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was fun.
All right, Kenneth, you're up, man.
Yeah, I got, after I started into this, I got a call from the Proton Therapy Institute. They've got some kind of a big, one of their gantries is down, and they had to reschedule me till a lot later, an hour and a half later. So I had to talk with them for a minute, distracted me, and then I had trouble getting back into it. But anyway,
no problem, man.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. Yeah,
it's a mess.
It's okay.
That's it.
Cool, man. I like that you found the notes of the squeak right off the bat. With you doubled that, you know, with your organ or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I like that Rhodes electric piano sounds really cool.
Thanks.
It's a really nice patch, whatever patch that is. Yeah, it sounds good. Did you use a sampler at all? Did you pull that open?
Well, I pulled it open tried to pull it open, but for whatever reason, when I used to try to use a simpler, and then it told me I couldn't pull it into an audio file or something. And so I don't know. And then about that time I got interrupted, and
so simpler is a MIDI instrument. So you actually have to drop it in a MIDI track and then drop an audio file onto simpler. So you set it up as a MIDI track, insert a MIDI track, and then you drop the audio file into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I tried to do for whatever reason. So anyway, I ended up converting it from audio to MIDI and trying that.
Okay. Well, cool. Well done. Way to just get on it and give it a shot and play around with it. And maybe you can continue on from here. See if you might, I mean, if you work on it more, see if you can use those clickety clacks of the typewriter as a loop, so that you get more of a percussion sound to it.
I ran out of time to do. I'm still very slow at this, so
no, I understand.
But anyway, I was just pleased that I was able to do what I did.
No, I get it.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah. I struggled with this one a lot too. I thought, well, what if I take the duck sound and make it into some kind of sound that I can use as a drop, like in an EDM song? And so a beat drops and you get this, squeaky like thing. So I tried to do that and I ended up spending a lot of time on that. And then I was thinking, this doesn't really sound good without something going into it. And so I tried to back out and make like a quick pre-chorus type feel. So mine's kind of a mishmash of ideas that were not completed. It was very frustrating. It's just awful.
What are
Anyway,
you talking about? Awful. That was
well, it just
That was
it's like
good.
half-baked ideas. So anyway, that's all I got. So I actually want to go back and work on it because I was really enjoying it. I just didn't. It was the kind of thing that you really have to. I just need more time on. I can't do with that in 45 minutes. So I thought it would be fun to do a duck drop. Yeah. Duck drop soup, right? Isn't that a thing?
Some kind of drop soup.
egg drop soup and duck soup.
Egg-
I think.
Yeah,
Combine
yeah.
the two.
Duck drop soup.
Yeah,
Duck
I-
drop soup.
I'd like to work on mine a little bit more too, because I could do a little bit more with it. It's a lot of good opportunity with that duck squeaking sound.
Yeah. Yeah. It is definitely a weird one. I got on YouTube and I was just looking around at sound effects and I found that one. I thought this is kind of fun. Let's see if we can do something with that.
I've actually got one of those little ducks at home sitting up above my audio stuff.
Oh, do you? Does it
Yes,
squeak?
it does.
Oh, cool. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. So for the next 2 weeks, I am gone on a cruise, but I'll be out in the middle of the Atlantic, but I'm going to try to do this anyway. I probably won't be able to stream live. I mean, do video, but I think I'll be able to do audio. I think the internet there should be solid enough to do audio. So I'm going to still continue doing this. If for some reason I can't get a good connection or whatever, I may have Greg kind of lead this call if he's willing. He's helping me with office hours this week or for the next 2 weeks also. But I want to continue. I don't want this to stop. I want us to continue on doing this every week, just constantly. So even if I have a bad connection and am not able to participate very well, I want to keep doing it. The next week's game is still a preview, is Robot Uprising.
Mm.
So it's going to be using some robot sounds and it's going to be dark. I want you to be dark and electronic. And then the next one after that is Spa Day. This is going to be all about ambient, like kind of spa type music. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of where we're going with it.
And then after that, we'll combine them and do Robot Spa Day.
That's bonus. These bonus points. These won't show up yet until the 15 minutes before the games start for you guys, but just want to let you know I've been kind of getting these ready for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, if I don't join next Thursday, it may be because we're packing up to head
Traveling.
back to Columbus.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but hey, Mark, it's really good to see you today for a change. Hadn't seen you in a while. Good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have you.
Good
Mark.
to be seen.
Thank you, Jerome, for showing up, and Kenneth and Greg. Thank you guys. All right. You guys have a great week. Go forth, make squeaky duck sounds, and I'll talk to you later. Okay.